Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, and thank you for this colorful, joyful meeting at which I will be talking about depression. De Depression affects a lot of people, and it goes beyond just feeling blue or feeling grief over something. People with diagnosed depression have a feeling of just hopelessness. How can we help those people? The first thing you can do is learn about the signs of depression. So like I said, we all go through our ups and downs. We may have grief over a loss. We may just be feeling blue when the weather is gray and dark. People with depression, it goes way beyond that, and they feel like that all the time. They have a feeling of just utter hopelessness, that things aren't going to get better. They don't look forward to the future. They don't have that anticipation or excitement about things that are going to happen. They just don't see a future happening. But it's also good to recognize that not everybody with depression seems sad. Especially children and adolescents who are depressed, they can seem angry or agitated or becoming upset at the slightest little things and being frustrated over very minor setbacks. So it's important to recognize that as well. Along with recognizing those signs of depression, familiarize yourself with the warning signs for suicide, because a lot of people who are depressed end up starting to feel feelings of wanting to end it all or take their own life. So watch for those signs. People who say things like, I just can't go on anymore, or I just wish I would die, or I want to end it all. Take those things very seriously, because that is a very serious sign. There's a suicide helpline, 988, on your phone. So you can direct someone who's feeling those kinds of thoughts to call that number, or help them find other resources too that they can help. And if they're in immediate danger, of course, just dial 911 if you think that person is in imminent danger. Once you recognize these signs of someone who's depressed, what can you do about it? The thing you don't want to do is say, oh, cheer up. Look on the bright side. Someone with depression is way beyond that point of being able to just make an attitude adjustment or self-help. They need resources. You need to listen also. If you ask someone, so how are you feeling? Or how are you? They're going to give the socially acceptable, correct answer of, I'm fine. You need to dig a little deeper if you want to really find out what's happening with someone. Look for signs like not sleeping well, or sleeping too much, or eating too much, or not eating enough. And ask questions like, so how did you sleep last night? Or when's the last time you had a good meal? One question I read about that really makes a person with depression take a pause is ask them, when's the last time you really felt like yourself? And it really gives them pause, and they actually start to think about how they're really feeling. Because someone who's depressed may not recognize that. They may not recognize their depression. They may just think it's just a normal, feeling a little blue or seasonal depressive disorder or something like that. They may not know that they need help. And that's where you can help, by listening and also by helping them find the resources that they need. Most of us don't have the training or expertise to really help someone with depression recover, but we do have access to the internet. and we can find resources to help people. Help them to make appointments with their care provider or with counseling. They may need help figuring out if they can afford this. Help them figure out what may be covered by their health insurance so that that's not a cause of anxiety and concern down the road. Offer to take them to appointments if that's something that they need. These are all different ways that you can help someone to get the help that they need. And finally, make sure that you take care of yourself too. Don't blame yourself for someone else's depression, even if it's someone close to you, a family member. You're not causing their depression. There's a lot of things that can cause depression. It's not necessarily a trauma or a grief that they're experiencing. It can be just a chemical imbalance, a medical condition. It can be hereditary influences. So make sure to take care of your own mental health and serve as an example of healthy habits and healthy attitudes for them. I hope that this gives you some suggestions, some inspiration, because there is probably someone in your life, whether you know it or not, who is suffering from depression. And I hope that what I've offered today can help you to help them. Madam Toastmaster.